Welcome, everyone. This is Genre Mongrel. I am not Groupie Twos. I am Red, your keeper of arcane bullshit. It is so good to have you guys back for Call of Cthulhu Part 2. One thing I failed to mention last game was that the scenario that we are currently running is called Ties That Bind, and it was written by Tom Lynch. Check it out in the Doors to Darkness book if you want to run it. We have been running a slightly compressed version, but it has been fun nonetheless. And I'm going to let my investigators go around, reintroduce themselves, and then I'll give a little recap, and we'll get right into it.
I am Groupie Twos, but today I am Tomas from Chicago. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it up like that, but we're going to try. So, other than that, all you need to know is when the workers are united, we have more power than all the bosses combined. Go ahead, Jim.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jim. Pronouns he, him, just like my character, Jack Molinaro. Really excited to jump into part 2. And can't wait to see what arcane bullshit we're going to get up to.
Spencer.
Yep. My name is Spencer. My pronouns are he, him. Same as my fantastic fireman, James Ashley Williams. And I am looking forward to running away from the abject horrors that haunt us.
And last but not least,
it's your boy Pick Tie. Had to. I'm playing a cocktail waitress, Jeanette P. Abernathy. She is as beautiful as she is she is smart, so and she kind of hides that. So that's it.
and can confirm with her stats, she is actually very intelligent. So that should inform you. Thank you all. Again, thank you all for being here to watch. So, in the last hopefully half of this scenario, our investigators were all rounded up through various ties to one Enid Carrington, who found some beautiful rocks that she was simply obsessed with on her property. Also, a scene of vandalism. So, you win some, you lose some. And to that point, she asked some friends who then brought some others to come over and check things out, make sure her property was going to be safe, and try to figure out what's going on because, those officers are just completely useless. And through investigation and curiosity, it has led our wonderful investigators to the Warden Arms in a tiny studio apartment, complete with a now completely shattered window, an unconscious man, a catatonic woman, a dead man with his guts ripped out, and a hot plate. There was a stock pot. However, the lid remains. The stock pot is gone, as is the tiny baby demon creature that got picked up by its 7-foot-tall demon mommy, who then flew out the window over the city. And as we come back to the scene at hand, there are sirens wailing as police pull up to the Borden Arms building. Several other vehicles arrive as well. I believe our wonderful investigators are making their way down to the lobby to reconnect with Jeanette, who got to miss a lot of the wonderful sanity-reducing excitement. And we have blood-spattered investigators who are, picking... Actually, no, I think you all are still probably in a state of shock right now. So we've got that. The landlady is currently freaking out. Actually, before Jeanette got there, she had already called the police to come to her building because of all of the noise and chaos that she could hear in the floors above. And you all watch, I believe, that Jack was helping Mary down. And in that, Mary, as I said before, is in a completely catatonic state. She is blank face, just letting you lead her, but just nothing is there. No one's home. She has completely shut down. Albert, who is unconscious, as well as bleeding from his thumb, is being carried by James. Tomas, do you still have the pot lid in hand?
My hand. I would like to think that I have enough sense about myself, realizing that cops are showing up, to put my gun away.
Yep. You stash your gun back of the pants. Just nope, nothing to see here.
Yeah, but I have forgotten the white knuckle grip I have on this pot lid.
Yep. Yeah, and Jeanette, this is the lot that you are greeted with in the entryway to this little motel apartment setup. Your compatriots are bloody. They look freaked the hell out and worse for wear. And as you all get down there, as soon as you all basically come through the doors, you see they look kind of like medics coming in, white clothing as they come in. They look over at Jack and just notice the state of Mary and go, "Oh, we've got it from here. We're gonna take her to get some help."
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, so they will take her. And at that time, they actually begin to look you all over. I would say that you guys don't look too much worse for wear, as far as you're all coated in blood, and they will look at you and be like, does anyone need to go with her? Do any of you guys, do you want to come get cleaned up? We can take you somewhere where you'll be all right.
I'm good. But listen, you're going to need a shovel for that room up there.
They kind of look over and go, I think that one's for you, and points to the officers who don't look very happy about being here and kind of give you a little look. And yeah, kind of like, what do you mean?
We'll just say that the good doctor up there is approximately half the man he used to be.
As you say that, Jack, Mary, who is being escorted out, begins to just wail and scream, and it is just that piercing, horrified sound, and she just continues to do that, and you hear her doing that all the way out until the doors close and other vehicles' doors close, and you hear a vehicle depart.
I'm gonna just jerk a thumb down the hall for the cops. Room 203. Have fun.
And they just kind of, all right, and they will head out. And the landlady kind of looks at you. Get out of my building, but give me my keys.
Yep, I think that's for the best. Which one of us had the keys again? I know I didn't have them. Jeanette, was that you?
Let me say yeah. And I hand it back to her.
Okay.
She takes him.
Sweetheart, please
I'm
give
so
the keys
sorry,
back.
but
Huh?
I was just apologizing to the lady for the commotion.
She's just, get out. And so you four depart the lobby of the Borden Arms, and you get the feeling that this woman, if she could, she would probably lock the door. But as there are police now coming in, she can't. She does not look happy at what has occurred.
I'm gonna nudge James as we're walking out. You think we ought to get back to that lady's place?
Well, seeing as how there's, 5 more of those eggs? Yeah, we need to get back there now.
Alright, everybody pile in, I guess. As I go to get into the driver's seat of my car, I'm going to put one hand and one pot lid on the wheel and then realize that it's still here. Just be like, it'll come in handy later. And kind of like shove it under my jacket, under one arm, and start the car.
All right, you start the car and you all head directly to the construction site of Enid Carrington's home. Yes? All
Small
right.
suggestion, if I may. We're all covered in blood. I'm pretty sure Lady Carrington's gonna have a lot of questions.
You want to stop
Yeah,
and get a
that's
shower?
what. I think it's just going to lend credibility to the story of somebody getting ripped in half by a monster.
Whoa, wait, happened?
Oh yeah, Jeanette, we didn't tell you. You know the thing that you remember the little small thing that was in the pot? It had a mommy. Oh, she's gone. I guess she was very mad that we didn't tell her.
She ignores you now.
Oh, no.
Who are you? Every other woman I've tried to talk to?
Oh. And they're back.
Man, about
Anyway. Yeah, you know the little thing that was in the pot? It had a mommy. And mommy ripped the doctor in half. Or, well, not in half, but just ripped its guts out.
Yeah, front half.
And that's why we're covered in blood right now. It ain't because it's a new aesthetic going on.
It's
Don't ask me how I know that word. Look, it's what happens when you've been around the fashion district in New York City too many times. You hear words and you kind of develop an ear for what they mean.
Yeah, same way at the Union Hall.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe I should go back to my little place I got just to grab my bat, because we're going to need to smash these things, but I don't suppose you want to waste bullets on them.
Is it on the way?
Sure? Question mark?
For story's sake, we'll say yes.
All right, I'll swing by
It's-
whoever's place I need to get them.
Essex County, Arkham, not too huge. So all of your homes would be in a decent radius of travel.
Yep. I would, once we get to my little wherever I'm staying, go in as fast as I can to the room without talking to anybody, wash my face, a little bit of blood, and grab my baseball bat.
Okay.
And then go right back down to the car. So, very quick, just to have the bat on me.
While he's in there, I'm going to look at the other two in the back seat. Either one of y'all need to pick something up?
some sanity. This is insane.
You're just lucky you missed the show. Hell, it
Jack
almost
comes
got
back
me. I
down.
was standing right next to the guy.
Jack comes back down, new like white button down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, got the whole baseball bat in his hand, gets back in the car. Thank you very much. All right. Now let's go back and go ahead.
As I
I
go
was
to
just
pull
going to say, doesn't he
away,
have the skinny black tie?
No tie.
as I go to
No
pull
tie.
away, I'm going to be
Just open
eyeballing
collar.
Jack. Fashion industry, huh?
You think I'm going to disappoint my mother by going anywhere looking the way I did?
I hope you changed your shorts too, and back on the road.
Is anyone else looking to just stop to get cleaned up a little bit from the chaos? I will say, Jeanette, you also do have blood on you because you were there when the thing bit off Albert's finger, and that got all of y'all too, because that was a little
I
wonderful.
feel like the
guys are
quantity of
discussing
blood
this.
between a finger and a full torso might be slightly different.
The
Yeah, I think it might
difference,
be the.
a finger is gonna spray like a little sprinkler. And when you're just having your guts ripped out, I feel like it just goes in a certain direction. Yeah.
Just having your guts ripped out.
Yeah, just it's just a little flesh wound. It's fine.
Casually.
And that's been Blood Spatter Facts for your daily entertainment.
Blood splatter. Learn how to read it. Yeah, you all have some form of blood and viscera on you, except for Jack now, who is cleaned up.
I do find it hilarious that the most violent among us is the cleanest.
I think I'm gonna have to change the dress. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll swing by Jeanette's place.
Yep. So, whoever needs to stop at Holmes, you guys stop, get cleaned up, or don't. However you like to live your life, I don't judge too harshly.
I'm gonna change to a black dress.
Huh?
Okay. I'm gonna change out of my boy clothes into a black dress so the blood doesn't show.
There you go. See, that's
Next time.
thinking.
And it's easier to run in a like a floofy little like a almost like a poodle skirt kind of thing.
Love it. Absolutely.
That way-
So you've got like a swing skirt on, a nice tight bodice, all black.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So by this time, the sun is starting to set. It's been a day, literally and figuratively speaking, anyway, so as you all get to the Carrington estate, you notice several cop cars all around. And as you all get out of the vehicle and head over to meet up with one, you do get stopped by one of the same police officers that had been there in the morning when you were first here, and just really not supposed to let people through here, but you all were here before, and maybe you can calm the crazy lady down. I mean, like, I get it, but my word, this just he just like waves you on.
I don't like this.
I'm gonna nudge
I'm
James.
not that.
I'm gonna head to the cellar.
I'm gonna go find Carrington.
Do you not feel at all concerned about the fact he didn't say anything about me still being covered in viscera?
Yeah, I got it all up and down my jacket. He didn't look twice at me.
Yeah, he didn't. That officer did not give you all any extra time of day.
Tomas, I'm coming with you to go down the cellar because I believe it is better to beg forgiveness than ask permission right now.
I'm gonna go to.
And I kind of swing the bat around.
How was that, Jeanette?
I'm gonna go distract Miss Carrington.
Okay.
I suppose I'm going to go with Jeanette.
Okay. Well, the nice thing is, the good lady Carrington, as her shouts and cries lead you, is also right by the cellar. Probably about 20 feet away from the cellar door. As you all approach, and she kind of looks up and notices you, she lets out a very similar wail to one that you heard Mary let out. And she just goes, I don't know what happened. It's horrible. And then she basically just tucks her head back against the officer that very awkwardly is clearly not been the one that wanted to do this job, but was the one that walked over and spoke to her first and has now become her crying shoulder / chest / wherever.
I'm gonna make a motion, take your hand and put it over,
Yeah, he will
Get this cop
very, very gratefully kind of push her off of him carefully, nicely, and she then just grabs onto you crying, and in her state of just utter falling apart, for the lack of a better word that I can't think of right now, You hear the words dead, blood, ruined, and gems. Because she still doesn't know that those weren't gems. So, at the same time as the rest of you get up a little closer to kind of turn the corner to the cellar, what you see before you, aside from the cops milling around, kind of checking things out, the cellar door has been shredded with these huge claw marks down it and is laying, like, barely hanging on the bottom hinge, kind of hanging off the doorway. There is the what was probably the body of one of the guards that Enid said she was going to post up in front of the door. Actually, the gentleman that you all spoke with earlier that morning. In a similar display to how you saw the good doctor, completely gutted, throat slashed to the point that it's barely hanging on, and just blood and gore. The other two bodies look like they were dropped from a height, arms and legs bent in awkward, not correct positions with pools of blood underneath them. But other than that, only a few marks on arms and cut pant legs. And as you all see this, again, except for Jeanette, and possibly, I don't know, James, did you round the corner to the cellar, or are you staying next to Mrs. Carrington?
No, I'll have rounded the corner.
Okay. I need James, Jack, and Thomas to roll me sanity at this site.
6, 7, I'm good.
7.
Very nice.
It is rolling currently, and that is a 68.
Okay. So I will say that Tomas and James, you both lose 1 point of sanity at the sight of yet another destructive scene. And Jack, you're good. You've seen worse in the back alleys. It's fine. It's only slightly horrifying that you know the creature that caused this.
Seen one guy ripped open, seen them all. It gets dull after a while.
Hey, factory accidents ain't no accident.
I'm gonna take Miss Carrington to the garage.
Okay. Yeah,
nip.
so you kind of lead her away. And the rest of you, one of the officers kind of looks up and notices you and just goes, "Shh, the lady called us, freaking out, said something got stolen, and said men were dead. I ain't never seen nothing like this before."
Something got stolen.
That's what she
Will you
says.
Will you pardon me for 1 second, officer? Jack will take a few steps away from everyone and scream at the top of his lungs, "Motherfucker!" and just start beating the ground with the bat.
I'm headed down the stairs.
Yeah. You head down the stairs and you notice, like, along the hallway there are just scrape marks because something shoved itself through this not too terribly large tunnel. And there's scrape marks along the ceiling as well. And you see chaos inside this cellar. Everything is strewn about, the work table tipped over, and the 5 eggs gone.
I'm gonna look around just another minute more to be sure that like none of them rolled away or ended up under the rubble.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
Before coming back up to let everybody know. Where's my spot hidden? Spot hidden. Spot hidden. Nope. That's 57 on my 25.
Yeah, I mean, there's still those little broken pieces that you guys saw earlier. They kind of scatter the ground. But aside from claw marks, wood that looks like it was splintered, and everything else just tossed about, there is nothing left.
I'll holler up the stairs to James. Hey, buddy, they're gone. I don't see them anywhere. This place is a wreck. It looks as bad down here as those guys do. I'm coming back up.
While he was doing that investigation, is there any way that I could look at the corpses of those killed and try and see about those ones that seemed to have been dropped, and see if I can tell what happened during the attack?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna say that. That's not hidden. Give me an intelligence roll.
Straight intelligence, huh?
Straight intelligence.
All right, I got a
Actually,
50-50 shot on this.
We'll see. I'm gonna kind of average out your intelligence and give you a little buff for your first aid. So I'm gonna have you roll the tens die twice, and you can take the lower number of those.
Oh, okay. I was using an actual D100.
Roll it twice and just remember the first number, or remember the second number, and you can interchange the first digits.
Okay. I got a 21 and a 61.
21 it is.
Yeah.
So as you look these bodies over, you can see there have been some bad fires before in the area. You know what it looks like when someone has jumped from somewhere high up and not landed on their feet. It definitely looks like these guys were dropped from a great height to where they now lie.
Okay.
And you can tell that on where the pant legs are torn and their arm, it looks like just giant slashes into their skin. You're smart enough to think something with big claws picked these up and then threw them down.
Right. Okay. So I figured I would end my figure all that out as he said that he's coming back up.
Yeah. Is there anything that Jack wants to do, or is he just kind of looking at this or not looking at this?
Pitching a fit.
Yeah, because once I heard stolen, it's like, okay, they're gone. My whole purpose would be, great, there's more of them. I think I would just, I'd go downstairs as I see Tomas pass, who's like, forgive me for, and I'm not doubting you, I just want to take a look, see if I see anything. 2 pairs of eyes.
If you're going down there too, you can also do a spot hidden roll.
Yeah, let's try it. Why not? That is a 5. And I've been rolling outrageously well today.
Ah, damn, man. Use it while you're working in the beginning.
My word, what is your spot hidden? So that is an extreme success. Go ahead and mark the box next to that one for me.
Sounds good.
Because since we might continue to play, that will come in handy when we advance some things. Speaking of, if there are other things that you have not excelled in that are checked, please uncheck them because that will get confusing. I think I probably misspoke during our character creation. But anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Uncheck everything that I've already checked, except
pretty
spot
much,
hidden.
except spot hidden.
Sounds good.
So yeah, what you see down there again, there is no sign of any other bits, no new pieces of the eggs. You can kind of assume from that they, unlike the other, have not hatched. They were probably taken still as eggs. And a very angry mama came back to find them. But unfortunately, there is nothing else to find there.
Let out a long sigh before I follow Tomas back up the stairs.
Okay. What is Jeanette doing with Mrs. Carrington right now?
I'm probably sitting her down, asking her where her stash is.
It's back in the cellar. I can't go over there again. I came to my home. I was just making sure that the guards were going to be here for the night, like I asked before I went home. And then I've still been trying to get a hold of Mary, and I don't know where she is. I've sent her brother to go look for her, and and then she just again.
Sugar.
Huh?
Your daughter's fine. Well, not really fine at the moment. She's a little frazzled. She saw some very shocking things, but she is alive and well and safe. So,
Where is she?
She's with she's being seen. Yeah, she got a little bit of a shock. So,
Okay.
it's okay.
Will you? Oh.
I'm gonna.
Can
And
you guys
one more
go,
thing,
can
just
you
to
go
get the
check
shock
on
out of the
her?
way. Just to get the shock out of the way, those beautiful gems that you were talking about were not gems. They were eggs. And whatever killed these men, they were the eggs.
I think at that pronouncement, Mrs. Carrington simply faints.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
I'm gonna go
Good
get
thing you set her
alcohol
down.
while she's unconscious. Just so she gets puffed out.
Yeah, so she straight just overwhelmed, just blue screen faints. Yeah.
I just kind of comfort her. I just move her so she's not in an uncomfortable position so she doesn't wake up with any kind of like aches or pains. Then
you make sure she's comfortable, and then do you head back to the rest of the group?
Yeah.
I think as you come out, one of the officers will be like, "Is the lady of the estate staying in there then?"
Yes, just stay here. If you have any big noises, run and grab a bunch of people with guns, and then pray that she's all right. Now walk off.
You immediately see him kind of call over two other officers, and at that point, you see another hospital-looking vehicle come up, and some gentlemen come and speak with the police, and then come back with a stretcher. And as you all reconvene, they are taking Mrs. Carrington to be looked at as well.
I broke her.
Good job.
So, this may come as a surprise to you fellas, but not really much of an outdoorsman. Don't like going into the woods, don't like camping, none of that. How do you track something that flies?
You call the Air Force.
If you're talking about something small, typically you have to either set out bait or look for where it nests.
Well, it already got the bait.
That's why I think our slight detours in getting changed while getting here might have been a mistake.
I don't think so, just from taking a look at everything down there. Look, we know how fast... Look, this thing, I think we were doomed from the second we stopped and took a moment of shock after seeing the doctor. Unless, and God forbid this, if he ever existed and be he ever holy, unless we're dealing with two. Because there's a mommy, maybe there's a daddy, and I do not want that.
So one thing I'll say, James, from your very good role, looking over the bodies, they are probably a few hours old. This is not this
Probably got the eggs before getting the one we had.
yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I'll stick up for Jack on that note. They've been dead too long. It's not his fault. You look great.
Just tugs on his pristine white shirt, you know.
Pops collar.
Basically.
Look, I know it's not your fault, but I'm saying the trail is cold. We have good men, dead men, sitting at our feet, and we're no closer to catching this thing than when we started.
We weren't any closer to catch him to begin with. The only hope we had, I felt, or at least I thought, was we were going to come back here and smash the eggs and make sure none of the others hatched. I mean, now we have the potential of, what, 6 of these things running around? 7?
Am I back with a group yet? Or yeah, okay.
Yes.
Well, what does it need? Where was the eggs found? What does it need to grow?
It needs water. Now,
Does it need? It needs food, water, right? All babies need food and water.
I'm going to look at James. How cold was it the past few nights?
That's a good question.
Because here's what I'm thinking. Just hear me out here, right? We see the thing hatched. It's on a hot pot, right? It's being boiled almost. We find them in the fountain. Now, I don't know if the answer is it just needs water, in which case we got to look for a lake, a river, something like that. Or does it need a certain temperature? You know, these things like, hard-boiled eggs, you got to boil them to a certain temperature. Otherwise, you're just sitting in eggs with cold water.
And a food source.
I doubt that.
Obviously, yes.
I doubt that the fountain was warmed. I think it's just water. And if it were food, I doubt it would have left these 2 freshly killed hunts here unscathed.
It's got 5 babies been out of water after I put it in the fountain. The first thing that thing is probably doing is looking to get the babies back in the water.
When we found the pot with the one that was hatched, was there water in the pot?
There was just a small amount of water in the pot, and it was kind of a little above lukewarm. Kind of a low simmer. I would like all of you to roll me, make sure I'm calling this right. Too many papers, y'all. So I think I know what it is, what I want you to roll, but it could be different. Yeah. Everyone give me a natural world roll.
Natural world. Alrighty.
I do not have a score for that, but
yeah. So that means that your percentage will be 10, and then 5 and 1, essentially.
I rolled a 51, but can I use a luck point here?
Yeah. You can use up to 10 for a roll, but you only need 1 to pass.
Yeah, only need 1.
Okay, so
good
mark
roll
off
for anything else.
1 luck point. Huh?
good roll for anything else. 38.
I got the same feeling. I got 21.
And I rolled a straight up 8.
Yeah.
All right. So Jack, you kind of are like, well, let me go with this first. Sorry, not Jack. Tomas and Jack, you're like, yeah, what is the answer? I got this. I know this. This is how it is. James, you're kind of looking at them like, I'm not sure that's right. Jeanette, you being someone who is more inclined towards nature with all of your good smarts, those are some pretty nails. You get the idea that perhaps it's not the water so much as it was the heat for incubation, being eggs, and that maybe that fountain just seemed like a safe place to store something for a horrifying Cthulhu-esque creature.
Well, she was raised on a farm, so that makes sense.
you know about eggs. You know about incubation. So, yeah, you're just kind of like, oh, boys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did Jeanette roll on that one?
Jeanette got a success, as you did.
Oh, okay.
She's just one that actually has that skill as a skill.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
So, yeah, like, you're kind of not so sure about this whole, like, I don't think that that's right, but you don't quite correlate it immediately to incubation, whereas Jeanette kind of immediately, like, it was probably the warmth that made that thing hatch early. Or on time, or whatever.
I would also like to take a few minutes to scout around to see if I can figure out a direction of travel. If there's any footprints or anything that's large heading in a particular direction.
There are, you can see this, everyone can see this out here. There are some, like, very large clawed prints in the mud, mostly leading to the cellar, and then there's none necessarily, like, you don't see any coming back out. You can kind of assume that she got what she wanted and flew off. And the bodies they're both just kind of, they probably spun and flailed in the sky, so they're not indicating any sort of direction.
Does anybody have a map around here of the area?
Sure, we
Do you have any in your car?
Any what in my car?
Maps.
I mean, I am familiar with this area. I do have proficiency in navigation.
And I will say, the Rand McNally's Road Atlas was released around this time, the very first one. So I would say that many of you have, someone especially with a vehicle would have a atlas
Cool.
of the area.
I think we should look at the map and see if we can find any close by industrial areas that might be good for the purpose.
So as you all, the sun has set, as you all have gone through these different searches and suppositions and things, and as you all begin to probably head towards Tomas's car to go take a look, you are stopped by one of the officers on site, and they're just like, look, I know, like, Lady Carrington called you guys to come help. We gotta stay here and deal with all this. They just took the Lady Carrington to the sanitarium, but we need to find next of kin. Can you, would it be too much to ask for the lady of the house to find where her daughter or her son might be, just to go and, we got to make sure where people are and that everyone is settled.
Well,
I got good news for you. her daughter's in the sanitarium too. The son was looking for the daughter. Last known whereabouts of the daughter before today were the college. Anyone want to bet that that's where he's heading?
Yeah, it's probably where the son went.
Regardless, if someone could just check in with the lady, it ain't my job, but just check in with her tomorrow in the morning, a couple hours from now. I don't know. Once they get her all settled in, and just he kind of looks over at James and just let us know so we can kind of check that one off.
Yeah, you got it, boss.
Thanks. And he'll go back to what he's doing.
Not your job. Definitely not my job either.
Well, would you
So
rather
what do
be
we-
done by then?
What would I rather be doing? Not hunting monsters that want to rip me in half, but, well, as not my brother, but my bookie used to say, you play the hand you dealt. All right. So, if we what it's seeking out warmth, right? Is there anything in the area that would be a good bastion of warmth?
Would I know of any nearby foundries, or I'm not sure how big power plants get at this age. How
baby.
much heat a fucking lighthouse puts out. Anything pseudo-industrial that seems like a place to check. Something that would fall under my world of knowledge, my purview.
So the main draw of Arkham is more Miskatonic than high industry. You would know of a few like warehouses, some places where some blacksmiths are and some forges. You do know that it's getting to be about 10 p.m. and most of those places, a fair share of them are going to be closed for the night. Some run all night on a skeleton crew. But anything like that, there is a lighthouse. That's going to be out further towards the coast in the opposite direction of the city.
Unless anybody's got a better idea, I'm thinking it's up high, it's close to the water, produces some heat.
I got one long shot, but I'm not sure you guys are going to like it. Look. If we first, and I know I'm going to get told off for wasting time, apparently, but if we go to the college campus, we find whoever the lady's son is, right? We might find the doctor's office. Maybe he's done some more research than he's letting on. I mean, he came quick. And how do they know that these things were eggs before? They just looked like stones. It was only after I took a really close look at them.
But the doctor
Maybe
knew.
the doc's... Exactly. And I think, sure, a phone call is quick, but maybe the doc might have a little bit more information. Maybe we could take a look to see if he might have an idea where this thing is nesting. And in worst case scenario, hey, we at least did a favor for the officer over there, and James can report back that he's aware of the son's aware of what's going on with his mother and his sister, and we go take a beach trip.
I don't think there's anything wrong with visiting Miskatonic. At the very least, we might be able to find something that'll help us, I don't know, kill this thing in the professor's office.
All right. Back to school then. I hop in the driver's seat.
All right. all
Readjust
of
the
you
pot lid next to my seat.
always keep your lid handy, everyone. So you all pile back into Tomas's car. It is a small vehicle. It's a tight fit for well, I guess there's only 4 of you, so you're fine. And head off back to the university.
I make the 3 of them ride in the back.
Okay, well then y'all are squashed in the back. I'm so sorry.
You're not gonna put a
Poor
lady in the
Jeanette
front.
is squished between a wall of muscle on both sides.
This usually costs extra.
Beautiful.
Well played, Pickle. Well played. You got me on that one.
Yeah, imagine I've literally rolled down the window and I'm just trying to like keep my shoulder out. I'm so sick of this shit.
Just windows down just for the extra space.
It's just like a mountain of muscle and some boobs between the 2 sticking out.
Yeah, bad at this point, the muscles are just like pushing out because I'm trying to keep my arms in.
Aren't these the kind of conditions that your lot protest against? On the regular?
They absolutely are.
Enjoy. So Tomas enjoys his nice free reign of the front of the vehicle as the 3 of you are squished behind on the trip to Miskatonic.
I'm taking the back of his seat every 10 seconds.
Love it. Just boom. It takes some maneuvering to be able to get your foot up high enough to kick a seat.
I didn't even let it really kick. It's that I just sort of push my knee forward.
Gotcha. Oh, you're doing that thing like in an airplane seat.
I gotta get these seats redone.
Yeah, it's a shame.
At one point, he hits a particularly tight knot in your back, Tomas. It actually feels kind of nice. Just kind of, oh, right there.
Nod off a little bit.
Yeah, the car swerves. So you all reach the college. By this time, it is 11 o'clock at night. Most of the dorms on site, lights are off. You all park. And where are you heading? Are you trying to head straight to where, to like the biology building? Are you going to where? I don't think that any of you know the family intimately enough to know where William was staying on campus. That would be Mrs. Carrington's son.
Well, there's got to be some dorms somewhere.
Yeah, so as you all kind of take a walk through the campus, because you kind of have to park, and then it's about like a 10-minute walk. It's a very nice, well-manicured campus with some nice gas lamps going, so you can actually see the path in front of you. And as you all look around, you do see a section of the campus that looks like there are 3 separate dorms. One is labeled ladies' dorm, and it has a name. And then the other 2 are Barrington Hall and Kemp Hall, which are the 2 other sets of dorms.
Jack will pull a coin out of his pocket. Tomas, call it in the air. Flips the coin up.
I let the coin fall, look down at it, look up at Jeanette, and say, hey, you mind if I pretend to be a chaperone and we see if we can't find the daughter's dorm? Let the boys look for the son?
Jack rolls his eyes and picks the coin up.
That's favorable.
And I take the young lady by the arm, head to the ladies' dorm.
Okay. And then our other 2 gentlemen are headed to. Are you guys going to split up between dorms?
You said
Or are
one was in Barrington Hall?
Barrington Hall?
No.
B. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, maybe the one that his parents paid for might be a solid guess as to the one he's in.
Barrington.
Well, I'm happy to split it. I'll take Barrington. You want to take Kemp?
picks up the coin off the ground. Yeah, fine, works for me.
All right. So we'll go to Tomas and Jeanette first. You all walk up to the ladies' dorm, Hill Hall.
I'll hold the door for Jeanette.
So you go to open the door. There is a lock on it. And you get the idea that you probably have to knock. Okay. So you knock on the door and you wait. About 2 minutes passes. Okay. This time it takes about another minute and you start to hear footsteps echoing behind the door, just very faint. And then the door opens a crack and this very frazzled looking, tired young lady answers the door and opens it up a little bit and just goes, did you, kind of looks at you first, Tomas, and then over to Jeanette. Honey, did you lose your key?
Pickle, you're on mute.
I say, yes, I'm such a klutz. You know how it is.
And she kind of like looks at you for a second and just,
I'm always studying, and I'm always out late and early. You know, it's college, and I'm trying so hard to pass, and the professor is so mean. My last two papers didn't get graded good. It's not good. Okay, it's not good. Now I can't get into the dorms, and now I can't get in my room, and I kind of put my head on the shoulder.
She'll just come on in, and she'll look at you, Tomas, and be like, thank you.
Of course. Jeanette, I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
And then she will shut the door behind after Jeanette has walked inside and you hear it lock. And then she will kind of look at Jeanette and just, you can get another key made tomorrow. You know where the main office is. They can handle that. The janitorial staff usually. But are you a first year?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I'm a late bloomer.
Okay. And she just kind of, you can tell that she probably has more questions, but she also looks like she was woken up to get the door. And she just kind of walks like about 3 doors down and then looks and just goes, well, if you need anything, I'm Marcy. And then she walks back into her room and shuts the door, leaving you in a hallway full of doors.
I'm going to give it about 5 or 10 minutes just to quiet. I'm going to step so it sounds like I've gone down the way there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take my shoes off, quietly go over to the door and open it up for like a patriot here.
And I will very quietly slip in.
All right. So you guys are both in this dorm. It is quiet.
I caught that.
Awful.
It'd been bad if you went into the back door.
You don't slip so easily into that one. So it's just going to get worse. You all are in this empty, very quiet dormitory. It is 3 floors. And there's from what you can see where you are at the beginning of the hallway, about 7 rooms on each side.
As we get a little ways down the hallway, I'm going to whisper to Jeanette, if you'd have just told her that there was an emergency and that we were friends of the family and had to pick up some effects, then we'd know what room we were looking for.
They usually do plaques. We'll be all right. We can find it.
Yeah, to that point, there are no, nameplates on these doors. There are numbers. No nameplates on the doors. No, like some of the doors are
Okay.
like decorated with little cutouts and things like that, but not really any necessarily identifying markers.
I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna try to make out if I hear any sounds coming from any of these doors, like talking or wrestling or something that's kind of consistent. Like someone's doing something or focusing on some activity.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Give me a listen roll.
I'll get in on that just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Listen. Okay. $25. That's a success.
Very good. Yeah, so as you kind of creep very quietly down the hallway, kind of listening out, at the sixth door down the hall to the right, you do hear some rustling and it, sounds like some activity in that room as opposed to many of the other doors. Behind more of them, you just kind of hear either light snoring, heavy snoring, or no sounds at all.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to that door. I'm gonna motion for him to get up against the wall.
Yeah,
I'm gonna knock.
slide a ways away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my shoes in my hand. Kind of like I'm coming in late from like a date. And I'm gonna kind of mess up the top couple buttons. I'm gonna kind of crinkle it real quick to get that appearance.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna knock.
You're gonna knock on the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock gently.
Okay.
Not to wake up anybody else, but just kind of
Yeah.
get there.
You kind of softly knock and you hear the rustling stop. And you hear something, a couple other noises, and then the door opens and you see a familiar face of William Carrington, who has a like small duffel bag in his arm, and he just kind of how'd you get in here? What are you doing? What? Hi?
I'm magic, honey.
And he
I'm
looks
magic.
frazzled. Like he looks like he was probably woken up out of bed. His shirt is buttoned, but like the buttons are done wrong. Like it looks like he dressed in a hurry and probably came over and has been gathering things up. And he just like looks mystified to see you at the door. Was Mary expecting you or something?
No, I said it was magic. Now listen very closely, young man. I need you not to freak out. This is the time to be an adult. Your mother and your sister have been taken to an asylum because they've had quite a shock. The police have
And he's
questions
gonna-
about things to do about your mother's estate currently. And it is slightly dangerous to go there by yourself. Well, more than slightly. So, if you do go there, I would suggest that you're in and out and then get somewhere safe.
He just like looks at you for a minute and goes, I mean, I didn't know that my mom was there, but they called me and told me that they had Mary and that I should bring, I was just gathering some things for her and headed over. But you didn't know what are you doing here?
Sugar, I'm magic. Just go with it.
You always were a weird bird. Okay.
No.
You're not supposed to be in here though.
I'm gonna wave him over. The little one finger. And I'm gonna be like, actually, let's step inside for just a minute. I have a couple questions.
You wave Tomas over?
Yeah, I wave Thomas over and
Okay.
we both enter the door and kind of like edging him in.
I'll
Yeah, no, like he's just like very confused and steps back, just like, what even is happening right now?
And I do that kind of like backing up against the door kind of thing, like you're not going anywhere. Kind of being
And
a
he
little
doesn't look
intimidating.
like he's trying to get around you or anything. He looks very just baffled at your appearance and looked like, he was about to head out.
Okay, so I know this isn't your mother's doing. At least I assume it isn't because of the situation. But someone, I think, has been playing with some things they should not be playing with. Or the arcane nature. Or the occult nature. Now, this would be a good time for it to come clean if it's you. Or if you know if your father has been playing or dabbling.
What are you talking about? And
I gave him a nudge on the shoulder to to kind of intimidate him a little bit.
I'm gonna let both of you kind of roll a psychology roll right now.
I got.
Remember,
Yes,
you can use luck if
42.
you're really close.
42 out of 60. 42 out of
Okay.
60.
Jeanette, looking at him, like, you know that he has no idea what's going on. Like, he looks genuinely mystified, has no idea what this line of questioning means. When you do say the arcane, he kind of like tilts his head, because I mean, it's Miskatonic. He's been here. Like, there's a lot of folklore and things like that go on, but he doesn't know what you mean with as far as like what's going on with his family. Like, he's just my father. Like, he's doing business back in New York. They don't mess with the occult outside of me going to school here and hearing the folk tales and stuff. Like, what's going on? Why is Mary, like, they wouldn't tell me what happened with Mary. They just said that she was there and I should come to look after her. And now you all tell me that my mom's there? Like,
Hey,
what
kid.
what is happening?
Hey, kid, it's like this. I have seen 6 bodies today. Now, I'm really tired. We're trying to figure out what's going on. That's why we're asking you dumb questions, all right? So my next dumb question for you is, your sister was going to class with some professor or other. Jeanette, what's the professor's name?
Dr. Bryden.
Dr. Brighton. You know where I can find his office?
I mean, it's going to be in one of the faculty buildings, but they're locked up tight. What bodies? What are you talking about?
Your mother and your sister are fine. No, they're not fine. They've had a bad shock because they saw some bodies today too.
So there's just dead bodies around. Like, what, another serial killer happening? Like, what
Dropping out
does
of the
that
air.
have to do with Dr. Bryden?
Well, he's one of the bodies. So, can you point me in the right direction to his office? Do you see any
How did he
schoolwork
become
around?
one of the bodies? How did he become one of the bodies? What?
Don't worry about how
People are going around
died.
murdering our professors?
Don't worry about how they died. They died. Now, you see any schoolwork around here from that class?
He's not.
That's fine. That's fine.
They,
You gotta
he's
wait-
not one of her teachers.
Well, then how did she know? Never mind. Doesn't matter. You got a way to get back to town? Or you need a ride?
I got the car.
Cool. Go see your mama. Go see your sister. Faculty building. Probably got a fancy name on it.
Don't they all?
That's what I'm saying. You know the fancy name on it?
He just kind of looks at you and goes. And he sets the bag down and just looks at you and goes, information for information.
Fair enough. Big giant
Wait a second.
fucking demon. That's how he died. Now, I'm having a rough day. And you're not making it any better, any faster.
Hey, I'm just trying to get to my sister and her mama, but
If you were doing that, then you'd be in the car already.
you said big demon. What kind of demon?
Big thing. Got wings, got claws. Ripped the front half of a man off.
But you didn't know anything about that.
Wait a second. He wasn't your sister's teacher, it was your teacher, wasn't he?
He goes, nah, I'm not part of that department, but I read. And looking at him, and Jeanette would know, like, he is a serious bookworm. He is tall, lanky, very pale. Looks like he probably spends more time in the library than anywhere else. He's just very, like, the whole, like, Miskatonic vibe is curiosity and trying to explain the unknown. So, like, this is not necessarily out of place. And he's just like, what did my sister see that put her in the state that she's in right now?
A big fucking demon ripped the front half off of Professor Brighton.
Describe it to me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And I go into as much detail as I can from top to bottom of the critter, of the baby critter. I explain the fucking gemstones that his mama found, the fucking turned out to be eggs, and then I say, hey, look, you said you're a reader. Do you read fast? I could use a hand. We need to find this office. We need to figure out what the fuck the big fucking demon is.
Okay. At that point, we're going to pause right there. James and Jack, you guys are both trying to get into separate male dormitories?
Yeah.
Okay. We will handle James first, as I believe you were going to Brighton Hall.
I am, and I'm terribly sorry.
Hall. God.
Barrington Hall.
Goodness, forgot my own whole names.
Because it was just one letter away from Carrington. The brother's first name is what again?
William.
Okay, I thought so, but I typed in hastily and ended up with the wrong fucking thing.
So you head to that hall. The door, you check the door. It is also locked. You hear what sounds kind of like a party going on inside of the hall. It's loud in there. Not
for sure.
Something's going wrong. It's loud in there.
Yeah, knocking for sure.
All right. You knock on the door, and eventually, someone comes and opens up the door and just kind of looks you up and down. Rough night.
Rough day. Start to a night. Look, man, I just need some quick help. Looking for one guy. You don't know him. I'm out of here.
Who?
His name, William Carrington.
Oh, Will? Nah, he doesn't stay in the dorms anymore. He got an apartment off campus.
Okay, sweet. What about his sister? You know where she stays?
I mean, I think she stays in the girls' dormitory. I don't know. She's a first year, so they kind of make it happen. They make them stay there.
Right. Look, if you know the name of his apartment building, that'd be super helpful. If not, I understand.
Nah, man, he's a little weird. We're not really friends.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. If you hear something, and then I'm just gonna literally write down the address of the station that I'm typically at and fold it up.
And just kind of takes it.
I know it's weird. Look, there's some issues going on with his family. I'm just trying to get a hold of him to let him know that he needs to be there to help him. If you hear anything, like I said, know he's a bit of an oddball, but everyone needs to know when their family's all right.
Yeah, if I see him around campus tomorrow, I'll pass him your address.
Thank you.
Flips to the paper again, like.
Well, it's gonna say Station 9.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this is weird.
All right, well, you and I'm just gonna peek at it, look.
Yeah, lots of the doors, as you kind of like peek past and down the hallway, lots of the doors are open. A lot of the guys are kind of just like hanging out. You do notice a few flasks being passed back and forth kind of discreetly.
I'm just gonna be like, enjoy your evening, and walk off.
He just kind of like looks really confused and then shuts the door. Then we'll go over to Jack.
Very similar start.
Yep. You get pretty much the same spiel, although this one is quiet. You know William there, and a very confused undergrad looking at you because you definitely don't look like someone that goes to this school.
After I get the whole spiel, and I'm just like, thank you very much. Oh, I turn back. One more question. I am also looking for a professor here. Professor Dryden, I think that is his name. His office.
Dr. Bryden?
Dr. Bryden, that's it. Yeah. I was looking. Does he have an office I could probably like leave a card at for a phone call or something like that?
Give me a persuade roll.
Cool. Very cool.
What'd you get? Oh, snap! All right. I see you, Jack. All right.
I swear I'm not lying. I swear the dice are just being very nice to me.
If that box isn't already checked, go ahead and give that one a check for your extreme success. And he's just like, yeah, like it's over there in Fisher Hall. It's the faculty offices. It's usually locked this time of night because like they don't stay there. Like he I don't know where he lives, but most of the faculty lives off campus. But I mean, you could always bribe some of the janitorial staff or something. But it's if you can find them. Good luck.
I can. Thank you so much. You study hard and you have a great night. And fixes like just like the very like fix the. All right, we're done talking, and then I'm just gonna go start walking. To see if I could find a wandering blood-covered fireman, union boss, or cocktail waitress around.
Yeah. So looking around, I would assume. Yeah. So the other two are still in the girls' dorm. And you two would kind of reconvene back in that area, and you would see that the door is slightly ajar.
As we're walking up just to the door, and say, "Oh, by the way, the good doctor's office is in Fisher Hall. That's where we need to go if we want to see if he knew more than he was letting on."
Sounds good. Seems like her brother lives off campus. I couldn't get a address for his apartment.
Well, maybe the others have gotten more. I got the same story. Maybe the others got some more success there than we did.
We can hope so. Man, I'll tell you what, these college kids can afford some heavy booze, because I saw them flasks. They were not afraid of passing that shit around. Let me tell you, that's just expensive nowadays.
Yeah, just remember, this is Prohibition era, baby. Someone's making some bathtub hooch.
This place is gonna light up one day. I swear, some kid's gonna just leave with the toilet wine going.
Back in what is it, Kearney, New Jersey, right? Little ways from where I am in Hoboken. They got a guy there named Joey Numbers. Not only does he let you play the numbers, you try some of his bathtub gin. Oof, you need one glass, then you're done. But you didn't hear that from me.
Oh no, I got a friend of mine who, well, no, I don't most partake in myself, but he managed to get himself a hold of those wine bricks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what's that called? Vine Glow or something like that?
Something like that. Let me tell you, he did not make it correctly. That stuff has to be twice as strong as they intended it to be.
I tell you. Meanwhile, we're still just walking to the girls' room. I tell you, the marketing campaign behind that one is brilliant. Hey guys, here's exactly what you shouldn't do to make wine. Wink.
I'm telling you. I mean, like I'm so good at not following directions. Now I gotta follow them to do the wrong thing. It's fantastic.
Assume we get to the door at this point.
Yeah, you get to the door. The door is open, like it's cracked open. You hear voices, and if you kind of pause and take a listen, but you don't see anyone immediately.
as we hear the voices, do we recognize any of them?
Yeah, you'd recognize Tomas and Jeanette's voice, and then another voice.
They're down here.
All right.
I'm gonna open the door.
So, yeah, you guys head down the hallway and clearly, very easily, can hear the voices, and the door is shut. But you hear muffled voices. Basically, you hear Tomas energetically describing basically the entire events of the day. Yeah,
Found
the
him.
events of the day. But the door is shut.
I'll knock on it.
Oh, fuck.
It's
There's a
James
knocking on
and
the
Jack.
Door you're leaning behind, leaning on Jeanette.
It's James and Jack.
Jack and Jim were a few good men. Yes,
Not in this era.
Not decent.
What the fuck are you doing in there?
I opened the door.
She looks mussed as she opens the door. And Tomas is just in the midst of a very elaborate explanation, and William is just kind of like listening intently.
I'm not one to judge how you get your kicks, but we got some more pressing matters here, ma'am.
You're in the middle of it, honey.
Saint Mother Mary.
So you finish your explanation, and William goes, I know you want to find Bryden. I really think my sister had a crush on him. May he rest in peace. But I think I've read about that creature over in the library.
Is the library open?
He kind of gives you a look, like, really?
I mean, everything is open when you're with me. Let's go.
I mean, it usually opens around 7 in the morning.
About 7 hours from now.
But there's a book in there. It's oh god, what was the title of it? The folklore, superstitions and folklore in Essex County. It's over, clearly as the title says, it's in the folklore section of the Ovis library. It's over on Old Campus. So, little ways walk, just he orients himself for a second, diagonal that way. Like if you parked in the main lot, it's a little bit further to the west or to the east from there.
Ah, Essex. No wonder the thing's teeth are so fucked up.
You're in Essex County.
I was making a joke about the British, but yeah.
That's where you live.
We got in Essex County back in Jersey too.
But yeah, it was something about an old wizard. I don't know, but you could probably find, if you find the book, you might be able to find the information on it too. It's in there. If it's the same thing, I don't know. There was a drawing, and it sounds pretty familiar. Can I? I'm gonna go take care of my sister. Huh?
Can I look around to see if there's any eyeglasses laying around? Like glasses?
Yeah, no, yeah, roll me spot hidden. I'm intrigued.
I don't know. Spot hidden. Say 68. No, I don't have anything for that.
Yeah, no, you'd have to roll under 25 for that one. You the room is very neat and tidy, but there does not seem to be any glasses around that you can find.
You said he has glasses on?
I didn't, but roll me a D100. Just actually, we'll do this. Give me a luck roll. Ha!
Oh, that's not any better. That's a 74.
You don't. Yeah, no, your luck is under that. No, he is not. For as bookwormy as he is, he does not have glasses on.
Dang it. Any of y'all have glasses? No.
Dare I ask why you want a pair of glasses? Can you not see?
It's my way into the library, sugar.
I mean, I could always tell them that we got a call about some weird flickering lights in there and I need to investigate for fire.
Yeah.
I have an alternate solution, but your way is far more elegant.
I was gonna go find a security guard and do the hot and bothered, college co-ed who left her books and things that she needs for a test tomorrow in the library, and y'all just sneaky in the side entrance.
I was going to bust a window open.
That was my plan.
He just picks up the bat like that.
Okay.
I grow more deeply concerned for each of yours association every day.
I take that as a compliment, sugar.
It's all right, James. We'll try your way first. Come on. William,
All right,
get to your mother and your sister.
All right. He will kind of like, yeah, he'll wait for you all to exit the room and then lock Mary's door behind him and head out. He'll also like kind of semi escort you all out of the building, and then also, taking the same kind of set of keys that he has, will lock the women's dorm behind you all.
By the way, if we still after looking at that book want to check the professor's office, it's in Fisher Hall.
Fisher. Damn it, kid never gave me an answer. All right,
Oh,
library
guy
first, office
can't-
after that.
Sounds good.
Head in the library.
All right. So you guys head out across campus. You see kind of William head the other direction. You get to the library. It is just a brick building, thick windows along the sides, and a large kind of like 8-foot set of double doors that have a padlock on them. A heavy padlock.
All right, James, your show.
I'm going to. Can I look? Is there like a window or something I could look in nearby to see if there is somebody inside manning this, or a security or something?
Yeah. You can take a look in one of the windows. The lights are out. And you do not see anyone in there.
All right then. Well, if there's nobody here, you said that there's a lock on the front of this door?
Mm-hmm. A large, heavy padlock.
I'd like to poke my head around the corner and see if there's a surface entrance.
So you kind of like just take a walk around the building to check stuff out?
Yeah, I was going to like check down the sides instead of going all the way around. But...
Okay. Yeah, you kind of like lean out and look along the sides. There does not seem to be any other doors.
Okay.
Trying to get Google to work, but I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a common thing, a practice with bigger places like universities and businesses where they have what's called a Knox box. It's basically like a built-in place for keys of buildings to be stored in case there is a fire. And there's just basically one key that the fire department has to unlock them.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one of those boxes on this building?
Give me a luck roll.
All right. It's like, let me. God dang it! Stop it! All right. And that is a 46.
Is that under your luck?
I'm trying to get my thing to pull up. My computer that has my thing on it totally froze.
Oh, that is under your luck. You have 65. I don't think that you've necessarily spent any.
I haven't.
Okay. Yeah. There is actually, you kind of, being who you are, knowing what you know, you look around and you do see that box kind of down and away from the door.
I'm going to point to our resident box and say, hey, think you can get that box open with that bat of yours?
Stand back and let's find out. I'm going to smash it.
Give me a attack roll with your bat.
62.
Okay. So you smash into this metal fireproof box with your bat, and it kind of like, you feel it give just a little bit, but it does not like bust open or anything. It seems fairly sturdy.
Yeah, they made this stuff with good materials. Nice job, Tomas.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Yeah, you can
Ooh. Okay.
hmm.
That's good. 7.
I hadn't found the number yet, or the skill yet, because I think there's an actual lock picking skill.
Locksmith.
Is that
I got
locksmith?
24.
All right.
Yeah, 20 for locksmith.
So what did you roll?
7.
7? Yeah. So while while the menfolk go and try to smash this box, you just take a bobby pin out of your hair. One of your curls kind of looks a little mussed, or extra mussed, because I don't think you reshoveled yourself after looking disheveled. And you kind of take it and fiddle around in this padlock. And as Jack kind of turns and compliments Tomas on his skills at making things fairly unbreakable, the padlock clicks open.
Just needed a woman's touch.
Got. All right. Let's get in.
Yeah,
I usually don't roll well. I usually never roll well. It's always like borderline or not at all.
I like getting some good rolls. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Grab the keys from inside the box and open up the padlock on the front.
Oh, no. Jeanette was going for the actual padlock on the door, yes?
Oh.
No, I was going for the box that they were trying to smash open.
You would get your hand smashed if you'd tried that.
Oh.
I thought you were like, I'm saying you pick the lock on the padlock on the door.
That's fine with me, if we can do that.
Yeah.
That works too.
Over here,
You don't need no man.
She's over
Yeah,
here.
you guys are over to the side beating up this poor metal box that's not giving, and she's just, got it.
Love that. Love that.
Gentlemen, come on.
Yeah, she kind of waves you over. The padlock's just kind of hanging off one of the door handles now.
Wait, you can do that, and your first idea was to seduce some security worker and hope we can sneak in?
Sugar,
Girls,
sometimes it's better to attract flies with honey than vinegar.
There's no honey or vinegar here. There was just skill.
We're breaking and entering. If we would have been let in by a security guard, we would not be breaking the law. Okay.
Look, I don't know about you, James, but I think she was planning on using quite a bit of honey. But that's just what my estimation of the situation is. What was that book called?
I'm just amazed.
As we slip inside, I'd like to take the chain and the lock.
It doesn't.
As
You taking the chain?
and the lock.
Okay.
Sugar picking locks isn't always a successful endeavor. I've only done it a few times when I was sneaking away with a neighbor girl.
So
I beg your pardon. Did I hear that right?
Kind of shuffles inside quickly.
just nothing to see here.
Do the Catholic. He goes to chest.
Saints preserve us all.
Love it. So you all head into the library. It is extremely dark. But you do find
Kid said it was in the folklore section, y'all.
one moment. Well, yeah, it's like almost pitch black because it's also night. So
James, you got a flashlight or a torch? I don't know if you still call it by the British term here.
you would see there is a light switch on the wall that you can turn on.
Do we want to, though? Sounds like that's going to draw some attention. Not that flashlights going up and down the aisles isn't going to draw a little bit of attention, but I've got a Zippo. I'm trying to find the folklore section.
Hard catalog.
Dewey
All
Decimals.
Catalog.
What's the Dewey Decimal System for Mythology and Folklore?
Hey, this is a university of the mystic and the occult. And you got
so it's everything
instructions from the absolute nerd who is studying in those subjects. So you find the little box with all the cards organized by the Dewey Decimal System, because I believe that was around at this point in time. Who is looking through this? Or actually all of you can kind of look in different places because this is big. Like, this is a massive 4-story library.
I'm looking for the folklore section while somebody else hits the card index.
Okay.
And whoever finds it in the card index, holler the label or number or whatever to me. And once I find the section, I'll find the book.
Okay, so those of you looking through the Dewey Decimal cards, for lack of any kind of knowledge of the term that's supposed to be, give me library use rolls. And Tomas, give me a luck roll.
While they're doing that, can I look for one of those, classic movie wall-mounted fire axes to carry around?
Roll me spot hidden, and this is essentially they call it something else in Call of Cthulhu, but I'm gonna say it's at disadvantage, because it is pitch black. So essentially, you're gonna roll twice and take the lower of the two numbers for the tens.
I failed with the library.
Okay.
So did I.
Okay.
I felt really bad on that luck roll. What does a 96 give me?
Nothing.
You burned the library.
No, because that's on the edge. I don't think that's necessarily that's an extreme failure. But I don't think it's necessarily a critical at that point. But
I'm lost.
Yeah, you kind of get lost in the stacks. Like, you've kind of made your way up a set of stairs now,
Hey, guys.
still looking around.
You're in the ladies' bathroom looking at.
This doesn't look like books.
Are there words on this paper?
What did Butcher get?
I got a 56 and a 64.
So you got a 64. I'm gonna assume that your spot hidden is not higher than
No.
a 64?
No, it's not.
You do not find a fire axe. I'm gonna say that it does take you about a full hour in this library. It is, 1 a.m., 1:30-ish in the morning at this point. Y'all are tired, but you do eventually find on the first floor, Tomas walked right past it, the folklore section, and kind of scanning through, because screw the Dewey Decimal System, you do, looking at the spines of the books, amongst many other folklore story books and things like that, right past the occult section, you do manage to find the book that you were looking for, which is Superstitions and Folklore of Essex County. And lit by Tomas's lighter, you kind of scroll through the pages and eventually land on a page with a familiar drawing. Let me get each one of you to give me a D100 roll.
Groupie, why are you smiling like that?
Because I know what my 96 got me, so I'd like to opt out of this one. My lighter ran out of fluid on the 3rd floor, and I'm trying to find my way back.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm
Tomas is lost
well
on the
and
3rd
truly
floor.
lost.
I like it. But the three of you have found the book.
I think I'm about to get lost too. 73.
73?
29.
9.
50 flat.
Okay. So as you all kind of scan the section, having finally found it, I'll say you do manage to find a torch. And by torch, I do mean a flashlight, not an actual caveman torch. This isn't D&D, folks. So you have, with a little bit of light, kind of carefully keeping it down as much as you can as you look around. You find the book. Jack is the one who finds it and starts thumbing through to find the page. And you do stumble across a page that looks very familiar. And I'm going to drop that into the chat. And if you would read that for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
All right, sure. The infamous Marsh Wizard of Ipswich has been haunting Essex County for centuries, according to many local accounts. Evidence of his existence goes back to at least the 18th century, where accounts of disappearing cattle and people were associated with the Marsh Wizard. Such accounts include the notion that the wizard had a demon familiar, as the flapping of giant wings was reported on more than one occasion. The tales grow more outlandish over time, with some claiming that the Marsh Wizard had a dragon-like steed that he uses to ride the night skies and terrorize local residents. The illustration below is an artist's interpretation of testimony given by a young man named Andrew Lehman, who claims to have seen the wizard riding the beast over the salt marshes one night in 1906. And I'll show everyone the picture.
Yeah. And it, a little different from the one that you saw, but pretty good rendering. It definitely seems to match up with what you all have seen.
Does the name Andrew Lehman ring a bell by any chance?
Give me... Give me a knowledge roll?
Sure.
That's not a skill on here, is it? Is it? Oh, just give me a roll and we'll go from there.
How's a 10?
All right.
Dang, dude.
It's gonna go off your luck. Well, no. The name is not familiar to you. but you know, kind of looking at it and thinking about it as the others kind of look over the page and you're kind of stewing on the name, you get kind of like, you know, 1906, that's not that long ago. That guy could possibly still be around if you can find a way to figure out where he is and get in touch with him.
Hey guys, 1906, what's that? Maybe 16 years ago? He was a young man, he's still alive, he could still be in the area. We could maybe try to figure out where he is. You know? See what he saw. Could help us find out where this thing might be. And if this... Let's play random mass guessing for fun. If what we saw is the familiar and not the wizard, that means somebody's pulling this thing's reins, so to speak. I mean, again, we're going to have to assume that this is true, but this isn't the first time I believed a story in a book, you know what I'm saying?
Is there any books on demonology in the section that we saw?
Do what?
Is there any books on demonology in this section we were perusing? Or would that be in a different section?
No, you passed the occult section. So if you want to take the torch and go look around, you can definitely do that. I will say about this time, Tomas kind of stumbles, half trips, and falls down the stairs. And you hear a loud clatter and a groan from a couple rows back.
Laughing my ass off.
Place is huge. It's huge.
I'll go to where I saw him and just offer a hand up. It's all right there.
Watch out for that last step, am I right?
They tell me it's a doozy.
They really need some guardrails.
I want to go to that section, see if there's any books on lesser demon.
Yeah, so you give me... I'm going to have you roll library use again as you try to find a book that makes sense.
Oh, 16. Awesome.
All right. Yeah, so you kind of look, and there's not necessarily a book just specifically on demonology, but you do find, like, a couple of books on the occult that kind of, like, look pretty interesting to you. They look like there's some different spells and things in there, in one in particular. And let's see, there is actual... Just give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
There you go.
So, Jack, did y'all find anything?
Oh, yeah. We found the book that we were looking for. Apparently, this thing is... the thing we saw might be a wizard's familiar, which, from what I'm kind of reading through, what do they call those? Context clues. I'm thinking that this thing's got... This monster might have something that, or someone it, like, reports to or works for. So we might have a situation on our hands where we're not dealing with just this monster, but I mean, I don't know how comfortable I am about magic and the occult and stuff like that, but looks like I'm head first into it now.
Figures. Even mythical creatures trying to shake a boss off their back.
Now, it's the first time, not going to be the last time. You mentioned the guardrails. You know, they should really be like, why doesn't the government step in and just say, like, here's the rules to make sure places are safe? I got a buddy once who used to work on the docks, right? What's his name? Tommy. Yeah, Tommy. He used to work on the docks, but, you know, down on his luck now because he just, you know, broke his arm because they didn't secure one of the railways. I don't know how him and his wife Gina. I don't know how they have a prayer right now with going with, you know, saving up because he was the only source of the income. But you know, you see what happens.
I mean, that's why we fight, man. Trying to, you know, it's always pay and work conditions. Pay and work conditions.
Yeah, well,
Where'd everybody else go?
They're I think Jeanette's looking for some book or another. James is right here.
So Jeanette, back to you. What you find is called the Othum Omnica, and it is written in Latin, but as you kind of look at it, you just, parts of it have been translated in little scribbles along the side, and it looks like if you could take the time to transcribe it from Latin or find someone that knows Latin and could help you, it seems like it could be pretty of interest.
Isn't there a member of the party that's Catholic? We probably know Latin.
There's two
There's
of them.
two members of the party.
There we go.
All right, so you take the book.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I will say that will raise you by 2% in occult.
Cool.
So you can mark your max as 7. That won't necessarily take effect right now. I will say with help you in getting it translated, but that's at least somewhere to start. If we come back to these characters, you will have that additional occult knowledge.
I don't think I'll use Jeanette again. I think she's a fun one.
Awesome. So, do you go meet back up with the others as Tomas has joined the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
James is wiping tears away.
Yeah, laugh it up, Chuckles. Hey,
James,
Jeanette, you
aren't
gonna
you-
check that out?
Do y'all speak Latin? Anybody speak Latin?
I speak Italian. It's not exactly Latin, but it's could be considered similar.
I know a few words.
Remember the prayers?
Could you decipher a spell, possibly?
A spell?
I can't say I've had much practice.
Yeah, this, for most of you, granted, Miskatonic University, a study of the occult and mythos and things and arcane things, you all are not familiar with any kind of spells or anything like that. Tomas, give me a luck roll.
20.
Tomas knows Latin.
Yeah, I know like 5 or 6 languages. Here, let me see it.
Write that down.
Someone here went to college.
No. Just got to learn to talk to your workers. Half of them Scandinavian, the other half are German. Next thing you know, you're in a different town. It's all Italian and Portuguese. You got to be able to talk to each other. And yeah, I will see what I can translate.
Yeah, how long do you guys want to spend in this library? Because
We need to move. I can
I'll
drive.
say
You can translate.
glancing or looking at the table of contents, you can see that there are there's some lore in there. There are some different arcane theories by this. There is no author on this book either. Nothing. Cool. And then there are groups of various spells from summoning, banishment, help, heal, hurt, those kind of things.
All right. It's getting pretty late. We set William on the right path. Who here's got the biggest pad?
I'm staying in a room. I don't
About
got a
what I
pad.
Talk to me about what your credit ratings are. Do you know what your credit ratings are?
Yeah, we did that last time.
Ratings, is that a spending level or
Yeah.
$10?
$10.
Who has the highest assets? I think that is
535 for me.
500 flat?
I'm at 685 for cash.
Yeah.
Well, you're that for assets, not
For
cash.
assets. That's right. 28 cash and a spending level of 10.
You would actually be the one who has the largest flat. After a conversation, you discover, oh God, that's me.
All right. Well, I'll go back to my place. We can get some sleep, and we can look through this book.
My apartment is just like those little like clothing racks they have at the apartment stores. The dresses on them, different kinds of clothes. The hat rats on top of it kind of looks like someone emptied a department store into the apartment. There's like a bed and a kitchen area that's clean and a bathroom. Just clothes.
Unless we wanted to try and hit Dude's office before we go.
Yeah. They said that they had ways to contain these kind of things. So
He was full of it. He was absolutely full of shit.
Yeah, from reading the pages before and after the page that you did read, you kind of gathered that there's ways of controlling these creatures if you tried, clearly, because someone rode on this thing. But you get the idea that Dr. Bride may have been overly optimistic about his abilities with these creatures and kind of let his curiosity get the better of him. And you do feel like
Safe passing on his
probably
office.
have the information that's more valuable than looking through a dead man's office.
Cool. Pile everybody in. Head to my place. Sit down and I'll spend, I don't know, an hour or two, depending on how good the book is. I mean, if it's really a page turner, I'm going to get 2 hours working. Let's see what I can start doing.
This will also boost your occult since you're going to be the one translating it too. So you can mark that by 2 points. So you'll be at 7 as well. I will say that it's a heavy read, especially since, like, where do you start in the book?
Yeah. Mentioned in the table of contents that one of them is theory. So I would probably start there and then backtrack to whatever spell it was that Janet pointed to first.
Yeah, the book is interesting, but it is a heavy read, and within an hour you feel yourself kind of, it's been a long day, you're starting to nod off.
I'll shove some notes in it, look at Janet and be like, all right, my head's swimming, I'm done for the night.
I would have been in the bath trying to get myself, like...
Yeah, she spends a very long time in the bathroom.
I spent an hour with the book.
Don't judge a woman.
I judge.
I'm judging because I've been waiting the entire time to take off these bloody ass clothes.
See, that's why I was smart. I did it ahead of time.
The only clean one amongst you.
You look great.
I come out in a towel.
Eyes closed. He just gives a thumbs up at that.
All right, so you all eventually all get cleaned up and all pass out in various places amongst Tomas's home. Okay.
I imagine I take his pamphlet boxes for his union.
Yep.
I'll make a bed out of it.
She's just laying across all of your printed materials.
Nah, I, of course, let the lady have the bedroom, and all the boys can hang out in the living room.
It's like a couch, a chair, and then a less comfortable chair, and then the floor. Enjoy.
Hey, Tomas, who's the guy who needs a haircut on this book? What's his name?
Guy that needs the
Karl Marx.
I'll tell you about him tomorrow.
Yeah.
So hours pass, you all get rest. I'll say, James, you are awoken by the sound of Tomas's voice, very exuberantly explaining Karl Marx to Jack.
Who my father used to call that dirty commie.
The whole premise is based on the French Revolution. Fraternity, equality, liberty, right? We just never achieved it. What you do is you take democracy and you bring it into the workplace with the industrialized nations, and I'm just steady going.
Yep.
Jack's doing his best to follow along.
Yeah. Eventually, I believe Jeanette would also wake up and join.
I'd be looking for alcohol with the with this whole explanation of it.
Isn't the revolution when they cut off everybody's heads, though?
Rich people.
All right,
Rich
so what if we
people
get
who
rich?
were also dicks in their own right.
I mean, they're French, so.
Amen to that, brother.
All right. As that conversation winds down, what is the plan of action for the day?
Well, the way I see it, we got two things we could possibly do. Option one, try to find out where this creature, this thing, went to put its babies. Option two, we track down this Andrew Lehman, and we see what he can tell us to maybe make our lives easier. But then again, that could be finding a needle in a haystack too.
Now that that point has been made to Tomas, would I have any idea where to find one Andrew Lehman? Where he might have worked, who he might have known?
Give me a let's see. Roll me intelligence. Sir. What did you roll? Oh no.
There's
My
your 99.
word.
Holy shit.
I stroked out trying to remember a dude's name.
Yeah, like you just kind of have a mild like panic attack / pseudo stroke. Like, yeah, it's not good. It's a little panic inducing to the rest of you too, because that. I mean, there are worse things to get a 99 on, but fuck.
Andrew Lehman. Why do I know that name? I know that name. Why do I know that name? And Andrew
Yeah.
fucking Lehman. Did he go by Andy? No.
He just starts muttering to himself.
Pulls out
Jeanette.
he pulls out a phone book, starts thumbing through it, ends up at the F's.
What letters Lehman start with? Fuck, what language am I talking? He's talking in Portuguese the whole time.
Yeah. He's saying this all in a different language.
Should we call a doctor or a priest?
Yes. No. Wait. Andy? Andy. Starts with a B.
Sí, ¿dónde es la biblioteca?
La biblioteca.
We just left it. Can somebody, Jeanette, is there any more coffee? Can we get him? Can we get this man a cup of coffee, please?
Okay. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, smoke a cigarette, calm down.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
What's the plan?
I cook the boys breakfast while they're messing around with the book, and he's having a stroke over there.
I mean, to that point.
If you have a phone book, let's just look up Andrew Lehman. I'll take the book and I will start looking under the L's.
Yeah. I mean, there is one listing for an Andrew Lehman in the Essex County phone book.
Oh god, don't make it that easy after my conniption fit.
Somehow he just couldn't find the L's.
He found every
name or something.
He knows every other.
You know, that little funny little, you know.
He got stuck in Latin.
Yeah.
He went through the entire phone book and skipped completely over the name. He can recite it word for word until he gets to that one name.
I was looking at the numbers the whole time.
These are the letters, right? Well,
But yeah,
308 308-7526. He owes me money still.
Yeah, you find a listing for an Andrew Lehman.
All right. Tomas, if you're done with your mental breakdown, do you have a telephone I can borrow?
No.
Fabulous. Does the building we're in, are you in a house or is this like an apartment?
I assume I know where the nearest phone is.
Yeah, you would know, like, I don't know, do you...
Point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
All right, I'd go find the nearest phone.
Yeah, so it's a payphone outside. So I think did they have this? Yeah. They had party line phones. So yeah. So
The
you
old call box.
yeah. Yeah, you find yield call box and you pick it up and you hear, "Operator, hello, how can I help you?"
Hi, I'd like to be connected to Mr. Andrew Lehman of Essex County, please.
Can you spell the last name, please?
Sure, last name is spelled L-E-M-A-N.
You hear from back there?
One moment,
I think
please.
there's an F in it.
The F is silent and invisible.
I got an F for you. Thank you.
As you say that, you hear, and then the phone rings, and it is picked up in. Hello.
Good morning. Am I speaking with Mr. Andrew Lehman?
Who's asking?
Ms. Lehman, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. My name is Jack Molinaro. I was looking, I came across your name in a book where you had given an account of the occult that you had seen about maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was just
What about
wondering.
it?
I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind telling me a little bit about that encounter. I'm curious to hear your story, and the book that I discovered your name didn't have much details as to what you saw. If you'd prefer an in-person meeting, I'd understand that too. Whichever's more convenient, sir.
Look, no one wants to talk to me ever unless they just want to mock or tell me how crazy I am. His voice sounds like it just cracked from disuse, just about. He's
Miss Lehman, all right, look, Miss Lehman, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't want to excite you and make you nervous. We were researching your name because we believe we saw the creature you did. I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm not here to judge what you saw, what you didn't see. I just want to get some more information about what you saw, so I have a better idea of where it might be going.
There's a long pause, and then you hear, "What's it worth to you?"
It depends on what you'd like, sir.
$5, and I'll do you one better and point out where I saw it.
$5. Done.
This better not be another joke. I'll meet you at the corner of the 99 highway and the 306.
99
Just,
highway 306.
I'll meet you there around 10. And it's about like 8:30 right now.
10 o'clock? Very good, sir. Thank you for your time. We'll see you then.
Soon as you say very good, sir, he is already hung up. You just hear, "Doo."
I will walk out and go back to everyone. Well, I got good news and bad news. Good news is we're meeting Andrew Lehman at 10, and I give him the coordinates where.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is that he, in order to tell us exactly where he saw the monster and what he saw, he wants $5. Now, I'm in a monogamous sort. There's only 4 of us, right? That's $1 short. I'll put in the extra $1.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, $5 in that day and age is about like $75-$80 now.
I'll put in the, like I said, I'll put in the extra $1.
I'll give you $1.
All right.
What
I'll
time?
Gather up. 10 o'clock.
Well, it'll give us enough time to get these to a change of clothes. And I have cleaned off the stuff on my leather jacket.
All right.
Jack looks completely presentable, but it's still, like, my mother's going to kill me if she saw me like this.
I will say that as you all get cleaned up and start heading out to go meet this old this hermit of a man, that's going to be a really good place for us to stop for the night. So this is definitely a 3-parter because there's a lot. We kind of really get into it here next, and this is just makes sense. And it's almost 9:30. So, yeah, we're gonna make this a 3-parter, guys. It won't come back around for a month, or it might happen next week. We will find out. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's gonna happen next week because I don't want us to have to sit on this that long.
No, don't want to have to hold off the ending that long. Yeah, so we can come back to this one next week and figure out when to sneak in our deep dive for denizens for the channel. In the meantime, thank you very much, our lovely Arcane Keeper of the BS, for running and not killing us yet, despite my god-awful fucking rolls. This bastard was sucking up all my luck.
Just wait. Just wait.
In the meantime, we all live on the internet. You know what it is. There's a button over here, there. Hit the buttons. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, interact.
Tell your friends.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Share us around. We don't mind it. I promise.
Yep.
And in the meantime, we will catch all of y'all next time and hope that we still keep living. Because I'm also thinking that when next month George runs his Call of Cthulhu, I think I'm just going to talk him into letting us all use the same damn characters.
That'd be cool with that.
There you go.
I think that's probably
so the next games are going to be a whole nother round of Call of Cthulhu for y'all. So it's just becoming that. But yeah, no.
What is this stream's fascination with squid creatures?
It's amazing. But yeah, we do seem to have a fascination with the illithid-ish creatures.
Yeah, Denizens has got it going on, but I mean,
yeah,
don't put squids in all my shit.
But thank you all for
There's still
being
time.
here and being awesome players. Thank you all for being awesome viewers. The next section next week is going to be action-packed, creature-packed, and hopefully there's going to be a whole lot of sanity issues.
Love it.
Don't miss it. Have a good night, everyone.
I like turtles.
I have no idea why.